Okay. Hi guys, welcome. So let's start today with the basic of PI, and let's see what are the different components we have in the PI. Just give me a second. All right. So before let's getting started, I know you already introduced yourself during our first demo session, but just to understand your experience into SAP PI, could you once introduce yourself once again, please? Atul, can we start with you?
Yeah, okay. So I have about 20 years of SAP experience,
Good. Okay.
uh, and then I'm basically managing the team here, above and PI.
Good.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm new into PI, but that's why I want to understand more into PI.
Okay. So have you got some chance to work on previous versions of PI like XI or
No,
PI?
no, no. We have 7.5 PI at our client today.
Okay. Okay.
So
Good.
I just want to understand more, the mappings and the BPM part of it.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Hector? So Hector says he already working with HCI and SCP, and so you're looking forward to go more into the on-premise integrations, Hector? Is that what you're looking for? Hector? Yes, because S4 HANA is a lot of PIPO integration. So, okay, that makes sense. So, you're more looking for on-premise integrations rather than the cloud one. All right, thank you. Sanjeev, Sanjeev, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself once again, please?
Yeah, this is Sanjeev here. So I basically currently working as a SAP development manager,
Okay,
and I manage all SAP developments here at my client. So I have experience. I'm basically from technical background. I have experience across all other areas except the PA. So I
Okay.
want to get some knowledge as I manage, so to understand how this works. So
Okay. Good. So, have you ever faced PI versions, or is this the first time you are getting into the PI? Have you got some chance to work on PI previously, or this will be the first one?
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. So, as I understand, you guys are more new to the PI word. So, let me start from a bit basic, and then we'll try to pinch into the actual PO stuff, right? So, PI, PO, or SAP, as we went through the demo session, right? This is something related to integration, application integration. We call that as enterprise application integration. Okay. So we have different types of tools for to do the integration part for us. SAP's on-premise tool is called PIPO. Okay, so we used to call the SAP always SAP is tried to start this with a version called XI. So this called as Exchange Infrastructure. Of course, this is no more. I don't think this is anymore in use by any of the clients. Everyone tried to move into the next upgraded version, that is process integration. So in process integration also, we have two different models. One is dual stack and other one is single stack. So whenever I say dual stack, this implies it's a combination of ABAP and Java stacks. Whenever we say it's a single stack, it is Java only stack. Okay, so process integration is also on dual stack and single stack. Dual stack is a combination of ABAP and Java. PA single stack is purely Java. On maintaining the dual versions like PI, SAP also tried to introduce PO, that's called process orchestration. Okay, this process orchestration mostly, of course, not mostly, it's only on single stack. Okay, that's nothing but Java only stack. And also, it's a combination of, it's mostly a combination of PI Java only stack plus NetWeaver BPM plus NetWeaver BR. So whenever we say process orchestration, mostly that's again a combination of PI single stack, NetWeaver BPM, and NetWeaver BRM. And as per the current market or as per the current solutions or technology going on, everyone are trying to move from their on-premise to cloud. In order to be into the market, SAP also introduced cloud-based integration that's known as HCI. Sorry, again, something happened. That's known as HCI, or you can also call it as CPI or SCP. So all these are mainly some different terms to notify the same stack. So what are these called as? HANA Cloud Integration, or it's called HANA Cloud Integration, or Cloud Platform Integration, or SAP Cloud platform. Okay, so whatever we call it, SAP, HCI, CPI, SCP, or all means to be a cloud-based integrations. Okay, all these are cloud-based integrations. Up to here, what we are trying to see are on-premise integrations. On-premise. Okay, as I hope already everyone are into the industry from more than 10 to 15 years. So you already understand the difference between on-premise and cloud, right? So I'm just moving ahead rather than going much deeper into this. So this is how the strategy of integration that's going on. And these are only major upgrades that are taken place in SAP's integration world. Apart from this, there are different versions also available on each upgrade. Like for example, in PI 7 PI, we have 7.1. Actually, 7.0 is the first version. Then we have 7.1. Then we got 7.3. Of course, we got 7.311, 322, something else. But let me go with the direct actual upgrade. That's 7. Actual version change, like 7.4 and 7.5. So latest that's going on 7.5. We do have 7.5 dual stack. We do have 7.5 single stack. Similarly, process orchestration started from 7.3 onwards, and we do have 7.4 and also 7.5. Okay. Cloud is mostly, we can also say that it went from HANA cloud integration to cloud platform integration, and they are trying to move more into a cloud cockpit. So there are different, it's totally a different tree altogether, and under that tree, it is trying to grow as per the basic needs that it need to fulfill. But however, like on premise, like these all stacks what we have, HCI doesn't have the complete capability of integrating the systems. Like it doesn't have all the different types of adapters, various number of adapters that we have today as on-premise. Cloud doesn't have as of now. It is trying to still upgrade itself or emerge itself into the market by introducing other types of integrations. We can still try to do the cloud-based by using some other means. Like for example, if it is a JDBC, if I want to connect to a database, so I'll try to write a web service which will internally try to connect to the database, and then I'll call the web service from my cloud HCI to do the integration part. So like something like this, we can go with a two-step process in order to achieve some other types of integration if they are critical. Mostly it's due to if a new company is coming in, right? If a new company is trying to start up and trying to introduce SAP, they might directly go with cloud-based integration as that's expected, like a good one in the market, because you can pay less, you can pay less as per your volume, and also much more sophisticated integration with mobile technologies or Fiori is much more convenient when you are trying to go with the cloud. So it makes sense for any new industries that are emerging or small industries going to cloud and trying to build themselves. So if I have HCI only in my company, and if I want to do a database integration, then I might need to take a two-step process, which is still okay if I am sticking to only one integration in my complete system or in my complete company, right? So nevertheless, we should not get more into the pros and cons of each on-premise and our cloud, because that's more debatable issue. We'll leave it at that particular point. So moving forward for us, what's important for us is what we are trying to take is PO 7.5 as our base tool, and trying to understand the integrations of PI, integrations of SAP, making the base tool as 7.5. We are trying to go now and try to understand how we can build different types of integrations and how we can sustain the reliability of integration in the markets, right? So we are trying to go with this is our tool. This is our PO 7.5. It still says process integration 7.5 because, as I said, PO is nothing but a combination of PI Java only and also NetWeaver BPM and BRM. So it does have the capability of BPM BRM. So that makes sense, and we try to call that as PO rather than only PI, even though PI is one of the base and which will try to have or include the other two modules also, BPM and BRM also, which we will try to understand going forward. So whenever we are trying to explore PI, process integration, we need to understand the basic components of process integration. So there are mainly four different components of process integration. One, always we will start with system landscape directory. We call that as simply SLD2. Second one is enterprise service repository, ESR. Third one is integration builder, integration directory, anything we can, integration builder or directory, anything. And the final one is configuration and monitoring. So these are the base components that we have in PI. Okay, so what does this mean is whatever we are trying to do, or um, whatever we are trying to develop, we will try to develop using these components, and you can also monitor using these components. Okay, so system landscape directory mainly senses like a major a step one for the total integration, where you need to uh, give some unique identifiers on the SLD. Once you give some unique identifiers on SLD, you can start with actual integration. Then ESR comes into play, where you will try to define your message in the ESR. ESR always talks about how your message should be. Then we will come to the next part, that is integration builder or directory, which talks about actual end-to-end integration. And finally, configuration and monitoring talks about how you can monitor your developed interfaces. Okay. Apart from this, we have NetWeaver administrator. NetWeaver administrator is NetWeaver administrator itself is a architecture, or it itself a process that's been implemented as a system. It got implemented by SAP. So we always have NetWeaver administrator, which can really take care of all the composite environment or the backend things that we need to see on PI. Okay, so NetWeaver administrator also adds to our configuration and monitoring and give more information for our monitoring. It makes our tool more reliable, or performance. We can try to see the system performance, etc. Several things can be done through the NetWeaver administrator also. That also we will try to explore more using these sessions. Okay. Um, any questions up to this point?
I have one question.
Sure.
So right now we are on premise 7.5 PO. So what if we want to move to cloud-based? Is there'll be an upgrade, or how what would be the process?
Definitely for moving from on-premise to cloud. For now, we need to redefine or redevelop the things.
Okay.
We don't have any type of migration tool. That means although we have some type of migration tool where you can move your dual stack to single stack. So for that, SAP had introduced a migration tool, which using that we used to try to do that. But coming to a cloud, again, we don't have any specific tools and we need to go manual work.
Okay.
Yeah. So today, let's try to understand one of the component. The main objective of your SLD is act act as a database for the unique identifiers. Mainly, SLD will be taken care by the basis team. So the PI development team might not always have complete access on SLD, because that's treated as mostly a basis responsibility, and a basis admin rights are definitely required in order to access SLD to do any specific configurations. However, some scenarios PI development team can directly go in and try to do its own modifications or add something new, whatever they want. Okay. However, for us, let's try to get in to the system into the SLD and try to understand what are the different things we have in the SLD. But in a project in a real time world, mostly that will be taken care by basis, and we will try to take care about, as a PI development guys, we will try to take care about minimal part of the SLD. So if I take if we are trying to explore SLD, we try to um, understand two specific things here. One is software catalog, which talks about product and software component version, software component. The example is, if I take product as SAP, I can have different components in SAP as product, like ABAP is a component, PI is a component, SD is a component, as a component. So it's such like we have different components all together. And to be more specific, depending upon any new system integrations that's coming into the market, we will try to do the integrations by creating a different component version for it. For example, if I'm working in a company and a new CRM system is now coming in, or I'm trying to upgrade my existing CRM system to some other tool, like let's say SAP ECRM. Whenever I'm trying to upgrade my tool to SAP ECRM or convert my current legacy customer service to ECRM, the SAP ECRM, then I need to do some integration with respect to ECC. Then they try to consult the PI resources to do some part of the integrations for them. So in such key scenarios, whenever you want to create new integrations for ECRM systems, you can try to create a new software component version for the ECRM system, right? So that's something like product as SAP ECRM. Software component also, you can still say SAP ECRM itself. or in the, yeah, you can say that. Or if you want to make some subcategory, you can take some different components if you want. You can still make product as SAP itself and software component as ECRM, right? And we can create something like this: SAP and SAP ECRM, and under SAP ECRM you can create your integrations, whatever integrations you want. For example, if I have a non-SAP integrations I want to do, and I have some, I need to do some integrations, or I got a new project stating like we are trying to implement uh, a new warehouse application, right? Let's say a warehouse application. So I can actually create a warehouse as my product, or the product's warehouse as a product, and I can definitely say that component, the software component, can be here. The software component of the product can be managed here, like WMS, warehouse management systems. Whatever version you want, you can mandate that version to. Okay, so for our integration, so whatever we want to develop in these sessions, right? We can try to create our own product. We'll try to create our own product. Let's say uh, what we can do. We can definitely take training as one of the product, right? I also done a training as a product from it's I think pretty much long time back. I done something on as a product as software component as training. So if you guys have any specific in mind, you can just let me know. We can take that as a product and start up, like for example, if you are working already in a pharma industry, we can take pharma as a product and try to do some pharma related scenarios during our sessions. Or if you have manufacturing industry as a product, we can do some manufacturing related integration, something like that. We can take up whatever that might be in our heads, right? You have any suggestions to go with?
75 Yeah, I work for a pharma company,
Oh,
and then we have a lot of integrations with manufacturing systems, like
okay.
shop floor systems,
Yeah.
also with the like third party logistics systems.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So pharma we can do, right? I think that's a good example. We can go with 3PL, third party logistics, as one example.
Right, yeah.
Or Ariba is one more example that Hector pointed out. That's good. Manufacturing is one Sanjeev pointed out. Um, okay. So which one we can go? Actually, Atul, I already have one pharma example in the system.
Okay.
And one quick question: Is this? I mean, are this not standard? Do we need to create this all the time, or does SAP not provide standard ones?
SAP will have a standard packages, definitely, but those standard packages are not always being used. For example, if I have a SAP product itself, like CRM, right? So if I can directly import a standard package like SAP CRM from SAP, but again, that will not be much customizable as per your integrations that you need to work on. If I have some non-SAP integrations, like some Java related Java and related systems, right? So for that, SAP doesn't have any standard package in hand. So you can create your own product and component and try to do the integration part of it. So I think I like this idea, what Hector proposed. That's pharma use for procuring. So I can take that. procurement. Let me take procurement as my product. So in procurement, I am trying Ariba procurement. Let me take this.
Yeah, we also have integration with Ariba, but I think it's all with web services.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, whatever we are trying to create now is not a specific system. It's for our understanding. Like whatever examples we take in future, right? We will try
Yeah.
to relate that to this to this product or to this component, and we will try to run with our example. Okay, so let's take Ariba procurement as a product, and if you can take SAP Ariba or Ariba BPM. Let me say like this: Ariba BPM, okay, as my component. Let's try to create this on our SLD, right? So yeah, so before getting into that point, how we can get into this URL or into this screen, right? So if I'm new to the project and if I don't have any specific access to anything, then how can I start with the PI system, right? Always we need to understand what is the host name and port number of PI. So as all are SAP related guys, so everyone are used to the SAP logon pad, I guess, right? So most probably our SAP system will be on this our SAP system will be on our SAP logon pad. So whenever a newcomer joins in, he will have his SAP logon pad and he can try to log into the SAP systems whatever he want. And usually when we used to have a 7.4 system, right, a dual stack system, I mean sorry, not 7.4, whenever we used to have dual stack system, so for us also we used to have the ABAP and Java stack, right? So this is a PI 7.4 system, I think so, if it gets started. It says PA 7.4, but the SID is ECC. So I'm not sure if it is PA 7.4 or not. Yeah, I think instance is 70. If it is accessible, I think that should be fine. We can try to log into PI's dual stack. Seems like we are could not able to access it up. It's okay. So yeah, whenever we have some dual stack system, we used to have the PI on this SAP logon pad, and if you can log in, you are logging into the SAP's into the PI system, and from that PI system, we used to go to this screen where we see the components using a transaction code called SXMB underscore IFR, right? T code we used to use as SXMB underscore IFR. So if we give this T code, definitely by default the Chrome browser or Internet Explorer browser will try to open with the actual home page of the PI components. So when we are always coming with Java only stacks, then we need to have the host name and also the port number of the PI system. Then only we can try to log in. So it's always something like in this pattern: host name, port, dar/start/index.jsp. This is how your URL will be configured as. Sorry, let me see the password once. So let me come again. Let me log in again. This one, sorry. This is the one. So this is how your URL looks like, right? So this is our host name, and this will be the port number. 50,000 is the port number, and this is the path. dir start index.jsp is the actual path we are talking about. Okay. So generally, if you have that URL, you can try to go to the Chrome and just start that. It automatically pops out for you the all the four different components you have. So these are the four different components. We talked. We are trying to start with system landscape directory. So let's click on the system landscape directory and see this. Sorry. Okay, so this is how your SLD looks like, system landscape directory looks like. Here we have something called landscape as first column. Second column is called software catalog, and third column is called development, right? So there's some question. Ariba has integration with ERP. It is called mediated integration, and Ariba PIPO add-on is installed for this. Oh yeah. So we are not specifically going to the Ariba related concepts, Hector. This is just for our initial startup to the interfaces, whatever we are trying to develop here. This no way again related to the actual SAP Ariba component or direct integration package that will be given by SAP for us. Thank you. So here the second column is called software catalog. In this is what we are just trying to talk about. In products, we will have all the products that's by default given by SAP, right? So if you go here and click SAP, we will have some different types of products by default given by SAP. Whenever you want any specific type of integration, right, you can directly go to that pre-packaged integration. So for example, success factors, HR module, right? Success factors. We definitely have some success factors related thing. SFSF success factor should be there, or Ariba. Let's try Ariba. Yeah, Ariba cloud integration is there. Some predefined component Ariba cloud integration is there, or Ariba integration suite is there, right? So this might have already some specific set of component versions, specific set of components and different versions of those Aribas. So whenever something gets upgraded, right, it automatically changes its version too. So these are some different types of Ariba integration suites that are available. So you can use them. There is no harm in using what is existing, but that might not be that's mostly a standard one. That might not be a customized one you need for your actual interface. You can definitely use them as a templates and get started for sure. Okay. So let's create a new product for ourselves. Create a new product and version. This is a nice workflow, and it's mostly self-explanatory workflow that will be given here. The first one is creating a new product or a version. Just click new, and here in the product you can give that Ariba underscore procurement is what the product name I'm trying to say. And let's say MyLearn is the one we are trying to do this, or let's say learn my IT is the vendor and version is 1.0. We just need to give some instance number, And now here we can create the actual software component. So I'll call this component as Ariba underscore procurement or Ariba underscore BPM. You can call it whatever you want and give the version number and try to finish this. So here, that's how the product and component got created. So this is your product, and you can see the components getting created here, right? You can just click on here, that goes to the software component by detail, in detail. If you go to the home screen here, also you can see directly from product, you can go to component version, or you can click on the component software components also, and just try to traverse yourself. Okay, that's mostly related to the software catalog that we are trying to understand, right? Mostly the software catalog is related to ESR. So we will try to take a look how that got related to ESR. Okay, after trying to understand the second concept also, that is called system catalog. So this catalog is mostly consists of what type of softwares we have in the PI system. Okay, so the terminology itself is called software catalog. So it's a catalog of all the different softwares that you want to import or install. And system catalog, it itself implies what are the different systems we have in a PI system, right? So here also we have two types of submodules. One is technical system and other one is business system. Technical system is purely the technical details of each and every system. Business system is a logical representative of the technical system. Example, as a TS, you can maintain all your ECC technical parameters. Okay, and as a business system, we will try to develop a logical representative for the technical system, right? It will be something like ECC 6 underscore PS, something like that. So it's just representing this technical system, and this will be used for your actual integrations. Mostly we will not use the technical parameters, we will try to use the representative for the technical system. And each technical system can have multiple business systems pointed out with. So I can have BS1, BS2, something like that. You can have many logical systems pointing to the same technical system. Again, the vice versa is not true. The one business system can't point to two different technical systems. Generally, in any industry, whatever SAP systems are there, those by default will be existing in your system catalog of your PI, like SAP ECC, SAP different types like success factors or CRM, or let's say if SD is a different thing or not, rather than existing on the ECC, something like that. If you have some different types of SAP systems, by default, your basis team will try to push that as a technical system and create a business system for you directly, so that you can do much more RFC related calls, much more proxy related calls using those business systems, right? So mostly all your SAP systems will be there in your SLD. If you want to create upon that something else, you can always welcome to create your own technical systems or business systems. So whenever you want to create them, you need to go to your SLD, and here in the landscape column, you have technical system and business systems, right? So you can click on the technical system and create your technical system. Here you can create a new technical system. We have four different components, radio buttons for your flow. If it is an application server ABAP, you can create your ECC systems as an AS ABAP version of technical system. Or if it is a Java backend system, you can create it as AS Java. if it is a standalone or it's not related to an SAP and it's non-SAP, you can create that as an standalone system. If you think that's a third-party application, like third-party software, like for example, for some survey kind of thing, I am trying to introduce a new third-party software, so I need to do some integration to that. So I can might be I want to install that onto my SLD. I can easily do it using your technical system like this. So for example, let's say mm, we are trying to do Ariba, right? Procurement. Let's say TP survey. Let's say TP survey underscore TS. So trade partner survey. Let's say there is a tool called trade partner survey which will do some survey for me. So I am trying to create that onto my technical system like this. And the best part is always you can try to always you can try to join or link your software component to this system. So for example, if I created SAP ECRM component, I can create a SAP ECRM technical system and link that CRM component to the technical system. So rather than doing this, what I try to say is Ariba underscore procure underscore TS, right? Host name is Ariba Procure, and I can try to select what my component version should be there and finish. So this is how you can try to import create your technical system and the business system. So when we will try to touch SLD is whenever you have any new project coming in or a new system is trying to install in your industry, in your company, then probably we will try to touch this SLD and create a new phase or new workspace for us in order to do our integrations. Okay. As I said earlier, software catalog is much more related to, it will try to relate to your ESR. Similarly, your system catalog will be trying to relate to your ID. So this mostly relates to ID or IB, integration builder or integration directory. Right. So whenever you want to go to the other components, you can just go from this whole component. You can click on the ESR from here, which will try to open the enterprise service builder. Just keep this and run this JNLP file. That will try to open you the ESR part of your PI. Okay. So this is how your ESR looks like. This is where you can see all the list of component versions, and here you can access this complete pane is for accessing any specific object. Okay, so you can try to import your component versions onto the ESR just by click on create, go to the work areas, and in this click on the software component version and say import from SLD and display. This will directly deploy all the components So this is our thing, I think, right? Ariba_ppm learn my team. So this is my software component that I want to import. So I can just click on create and just give a language like English or something, German if you want. Just save it. And you can see your component here like this. Okay. And by default, you will have something called imported objects. By default, that comes in place, but you can ignore it for now. So whatever development you want to do, you can try to create a namespace upon this component. We call that as namespace. Create a namespace for your development, and under the namespace, we can try to start developing our integration objects. So we will go through the creation of namespace, etc. tomorrow's session. Okay. Similarly, as we try to open ESR, we can try to open integration directory also the same way. So this is how your integration directory or integration builder looks like. We can simply call this as configuration, and we can simply call this as repository 2. So we call this as repository 2. We can call that, and this is simply as configuration. Okay, this configuration will have all the list of objects in your left pane, and this also the look and feel of both the stacks are similar. And here you can actually access all the different objects, right? So, and I said software system catalog is much more related to the ID, right? So you can just go to this components communication component without party, and here you have business system. Just click on assign business system, and this automatically try to get the business systems that are available on the SLD. So if you just continue, nothing came in. So what I need to do is do some cache refresh. Is it done? I hope it's done. Let's see. Now, let me see the error this time. Clear the SLD cache. Access subsequent attempts to access the SLD may be taken longer. Yeah, sometimes this will have some dependency, some cache issues to connect to the SLD, but mostly it should be solved after doing this simple cache refresh. Seems like it's not it. Let me try to redo this. Right. So okay, let me try to do the cache refresh first and see how that's working on. I don't see any specific other option, but let me try to assign once again. Now, Mm, so yeah, let's try tomorrow then. Today it's taking some time. Let it give some more time and to get the cache cleared so that your SLD, whatever you are developing on SLD, will be visible for that. But here, if you see, you oh, oh man, I did not create the business system at all. Okay, sorry.
I
So,
put in that question. I didn't create.
oh, sorry. Oh, did we create the? I'm sorry. So we did not create the business system at all. So let's create it first. So here you can give some logical system name, AP and something. It doesn't matter much. It's not the real business system name we are trying to give. This here we will try to give the actual business system name. So go ahead. You can say BS underscore, or you can also add it at the back end too. Anything is fine. Okay. But try to maintain that type of object in the naming convention itself so that we will be trying to aware by just looking into the name, right? And here again you can try to assign any specific software component you want. Again, you can try to select that and click on next and release that to the integration Java SAP. So now we actually created the BS2. Let me see now if that's get populated for you. So not it. Now let me once again do the clear SLD. Let's see. Yep. So here you can see your new business system, which we just created. Just say finish. So your business system will be ready for you like this, right? So as you already assigned this component version, oh, I closed the ESR. Okay. So we already assigned the software component version to this business system, right? So whatever interfaces we try to create on ESR, those interfaces will by default populate on this component. Okay, so we will see from our next session onwards how that's getting integrated and how each and every object whatever we created, right, that's having a dependency on the prior one, and how that how that makes our integration more easier, right? So let's try to wrap it for today at this point. So whenever you create any object, we need to make sure that's getting activated so that that actually functions in your system. So whatever you can see before activation there is an icon, but once after activation that icon got disappeared, right? So something like that you need to activate in order for the object to be actual to function. We need to do that step always. Okay, any questions up to this point? Plus, yes guys, any questions?
No, not at this point.
Okay, thank you. So let's catch up
Yeah,
tomorrow. If you don't have
yeah.
questions for today, you can just leave it. Just
Another one quick question. So
go ahead.
you when creating the technical system, on what basis you decide whether it's an ABAP or Java? If it is ECC, how you know it's ABAP or Java?
Basis guys will know that, right? That's why I said mostly
Okay.
SLD is a basis related activity. So
Okay.
whenever we have any specific new system that's coming in, we already know that, right? What type of system that's coming in, we know that. If say I am trying to get a CRM system from SAP, we know that whether ABAP stack is there for the CRM system or not, something like that, right? So the basis team will have all the technical details of that particular system. So whenever I want to create a new ABAP system, so that will have a lot of things that we need to give, like the installation number, the actual as ASID, database host name, all these things, central servers, application servers, etc. All these details mostly present with the basis team, so they can try to create for you the technical system and also create an business system accordingly for you.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
So, yeah, if you don't have any questions, please can leave the session. We can meet tomorrow at the same time as today. Okay.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you. Yeah, Srinivas, I am open for your questions now. Srinivas? Yes, sir. You can unmute yourself and go ahead. You won't. Okay. Can you try to?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
you're audible now.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So I have this requirement.
Okay.
Uh, what is that requirement? I can just paste it to you. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. 1 second, Srinivas.
Yeah.
1 second,
Sure.
Srinivas. Uh, Mohan, can we end up the recording, please? Mohan? One second, Srinivas. I'm coming to that. Just a second.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Andeep.
Hello.
Stop the recording.